Good girl.
Hi, I'm Rhubarb. I know that's kind of a funny name, but you see, it makes perfect sense because rhubarb is red and I'm a red. I'm a fox red Labrador retriever. Now, before you start accusing me of being some kind of made up breed, I am purebred and well bred, thank you. See, fox reds are just the reddest extreme of yellow labs. Me, I'm practically orange. So, rhubarb. Here I am the day my family adopted me. It wasn't long after they adopted me that we went to the place they love best, Granny's house at the lake. And it was there that I've discovered something. You see, we had a lot of fun there, swimming and sleeping in the sun and jumping off the dock. I love dock diving. But in between all the fun, I realized that something was very wrong. One of the girls, the really tall one, seemed to be hurting all the time, poor thing. Her joints always hurt, but sometimes her head hurt really, really bad. You know, I could tell when it was starting. She smelled funny. I tried to tell her to do something, that something bad was happening to her. I licked her face like crazy, and I nibbled her nose, and I whined, but she was just confused. It wasn't long after that. She said, "Mom, I have a terrible migraine." And I knew what it was. I knew what it was that was hurting her. If only I could convince her to listen to me. Maybe she could take those little pills sooner and feel better, the poor thing. But I was only a little puppy. Who would believe me? I kept trying to tell her whenever I smelled that weird smell. Then I realized that she smelled funny before she got faint, too. And I tried to tell her about that. You know, that's what finally got her attention, because she felt faint right away after I went to town on her little cute button nose. Later that day, I heard the one they call Mom say, "Hey, y'all, listen up. This is weird. Migraine alert dogs are a thing. Dogs really can sense when you're about to have a migraine. They smell something. They can even tell when you're having changes in heart rate or blood pressure." It was a little while after that the one they call Katie, she was the one who was my real owner, scooped me up and took me outside. I could tell she was sad. She cried, and I think she was praying too. I was scared. What was wrong? Soon she wiped her tears, and she carried me over to the swing where Mom was looking out over the water. "Mama, I think Rhubarb needs to become Susie's service dog." "Oh, honey, she's yours," Mom said. Katie said, "I know, Mama, but Susie needs her." Then Mom started crying. "What on earth?" "I'm so proud of you, dear. That's a really big sacrifice. Listen, if you let Rhubarb become her service dog, we'll get you another puppy one day, okay?" Then they went inside and told Susie, and she cried too. I was starting to get really worried. But then Susie said, "Oh, Katie, I've been scared to death about going to college with all these things wrong with me. But if Rhubarb could help me, well, that gives me hope that I can do it." And I realized that something really good was happening. They bought me a sweet purple vest that said "Service Dog in Training" so I could learn how to wear it, and a lot of cool gear. I do not like the boots, though. I don't care how hot the pavement is, my toes need to be free, you hear? We did obedience classes, and I was a top student. I learned good manners and how to do all kinds of things. Best of all, I earned a billion treats. Things got serious then. They had a behaviorist assess me to see if I had the right temperament. I think they called it that, to become a service dog. Wow, that alone cost a lot of money. The lady said she had no concerns about me at all, and I was really proud. Only 20% of puppies can pass that test. I should have known I'd do okay, though. One of my big sisters is a medical alert dog. It was only a few days later that we started serious training. I've been learning all kinds of new commands. Then learning those commands mean the same thing no matter where we are. Isn't that weird? I've learned how to smell out samples that smell like Susie does before she gets a migraine. I've learned to use the bush on command, too. I'm even learning to ignore that hideous white poodle down the street. Ugh, it's a blot on all dog kind. Ugly little pile of fluff says such nasty things about me. But I'm learning to sit there and take it like a lady. It's not easy, folks. I am sorely provoked. Dad explained, though, that I've got to stay calm no matter what other dogs say if I'm going to go everywhere with Susie. Here I am practicing tucking, so I can learn to tuck under Susie in a restaurant or an airplane. Can't I curl up tight? That was kind of hard to learn. I wish you could meet my humans. Katie the big heart who gave me up but still spends hours and hours working on my training. And Susie the brave who hurts so much but spreads beauty all around her. You know, that's the only time she ignores me, when she's doing her art. She gets cranky when I try to get in her lap and help. She says a 60-pound puppy isn't a lap dog, but I know she doesn't mean it, because sometimes she does let me up there, especially when she's feeling sick. Her art supplies smell terrible. But wow, when she draws and paints and sculpts, it looks alive. That eagle gives me the shivers every time I come in the room. It's only clay, and it doesn't have the bird smell, but it sure looks real. I could give her some good advice on the finer points of the natural world if she'd just let me up. So what's the problem? Why are we having this conversation? See, I hear them talking, and I'm worried about my humans. They talk about how much I'm costing. It seems that Susie's doctors and meds cost them a lot of money, and I'm costing even more. I have to have special food to make my joints grow strong enough for the job. We bought all kinds of training tools, clickers and targets, a platform, buttons. I love that button that makes noise, and scent tins. I have to see the vet a lot. I'll have to have some expensive health clearances before I can work. And I'm growing out of my gear too, and soon I'll need more. They say my training has cost a whole lot of money, and it's going to cost even more. I've got another year of school probably. They say service dog training is like going to a university is for people. Only 30 to 50% of dogs that started are able to finish and graduate, but I'm doing great so far. I'm almost done with the first of 4 courses. Let's not talk about how much my treats cost, okay? I know, I get a lot of treats, but I heard the trainer say that the faster the treats flow, the faster the learning happens, and I believe it, don't you? Well, I do. That's why most service dogs are labs. They say a lot of us are missing a gene that tells us we've had enough to eat. I don't know why they say that. I've never had enough to eat. The 1,000th treat they give me is just as exciting to me as the first. I'll do whatever you ask for it. Sit, down, stand, heel, touch, chin, paw, anything at all. Come on, where are the treats? Sorry, lost focus there a minute. I even go to church with them. Here I am with my best friend Maya. She's Susie's grown-up brother's pups. That didn't make much sense. Susie's big brother has a dog named Maya, and she's my best friend. Matt jokes that I'm a Christian dog because I go to church, but that Maya's a heathen. I don't know about that, but Maya's a lot of fun. Anyway, I can tell that they're struggling to pay all my expenses on top of the medical expenses, and I don't want to be a burden. I've got a job to do, though. Susie the brave needs me. I pick things up when she drops them so she doesn't get dizzy. I let her know when I smell that she's going to have a migraine or get faint. The other day she was in the shower. Oh, I hate that thing. Water should be on the ground, not come from above. And she was all the way upstairs, but I could smell she was feeling faint and I started barking. She leaned against the wall until she felt better. My job is important. In a little more than a year, Susie the brave will be headed off to college to learn more about art. So she'll be ready to do whatever God wants her to do. I need to be there. I need to get ready. So that's why I'm writing all my friends and talking to them. If you'll help me get ready for my job, I'll use whatever you share really well. I'll pay the vet and the trainers and buy gear. I'll buy kibbles and treats too, because I know you want me to be happy. To eat well and grow strong. Thanks for helping me make something out of Katie the Big Heart sacrifice and become a really useful service dog for Susie the Brave. I'll do my best to make you proud. Here's Rhubarb signing off. Bye, y'all.